Hey guys, what's going on? Roundedtiktak is back in the building, and originally we were going to cover endurance. That was the goal. Not going to do it anymore. It's too much. They're not doing that well on this channel. You guys don't really seem to be into it, so we're going to switch gears and go back to something that you guys really liked, and I'm going to show you because it was requested a month ago, and I figured, you know what, we might as well get it done. Big shout outs to JP Wolf and Sports for showing me a few of these builds. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to go into jail mode, guys. We're going to show you exactly how to build every mission in the game so you can completely 100% AFK them. Solo does not matter. The mission, everything up to the hardest stuff in the entire game. First, we're going to check out Evacuate the Shelter. This is going to be a new series on the channel, so stay tuned to check out the rest of them, because some of them are similar, but you have to do kind of some finagling to get it to work properly. So if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing, drop a like button, and let's jump into Evacuate the Shelter jail build. First up, we're going to take a look at what hero we're going to use. The hero needs to have a decoy. You can use him, you can use Frozen Castle, but I've had better experiences with Power-Based Nox. Power-Based Nox is a hero that is easy to get. He has a decoy, which is a huge thing here, and his team perk is structures affected by base are healed for 11% of max health every 10 seconds. What ends up happening is the husks cannot out heal your base, allowing for some really funny interactions with the husks. They end up freezing or just getting stuck, not attacking. It's whatever. If you can have Power-Based Nox, use him, but you can use Kyle and Frozen Castle guy. You can use these two guys, but this is the main one. Recycling, why not? We don't need any damaging traps, and we might as well get some resources back from the bases you build. Lofty Architecture, of course, increases the building health by 28%. Going and Grease the Wheels just helps us have our decoy up more often and last a little bit longer. For Evacuate the Shelter, Mega Base is kind of necessary depending on where the enemies spawn from. And lastly, we have Frozen Castle. Anything that's hanging out inside the bottom of the jail will be slowed by 15%. We're going to bring Slowfield and Banner. The reason we're bringing Slowfield is because we're going to have to be at 2 spawns at once. You Slowfield one of them and you run over and you control the other one. By the time the slow field's done, you should have the first one basically good to go, and you come back and you handle where the slow field was. Lastly, we're going to bring Banner for any kind of oh crap moments you have to handle. But that's the build. Let's jump into the video. Evacuate the Shelter jail build. Let me know which defense you guys want to see next. I figure evacuates are pretty popular on the 4-man missions, so you guys can get those rewards nice and easy, solo, without anybody. So here we are, we loaded into the map. We just gotta go, since we're solo, we just gotta go to the shelter, activate it, have 10 enemies walk into it, and we are good to go. Since I've been doing this, we've been getting really wonky spawns. Some of them have been pretty lucky, some are not very lucky. This one seems to be one of the luckier ones here. So we're just going to let 10 enemies walk in, 5 left, 4 left. This one's going to be kind of insane because there's really nowhere that they can attack. So we're going to have to change the actual location of the jail. Normally you want it like kitty corner, like here, but how can we do that here? We legitimately cannot unless we put it over here. So we're going to try to figure out another way to do this. I think we're going to start, or I think we're going to do it right here. There's nowhere else that we can actually do it from on this build in particular. And the only issue we're going to have is trying to get the enemies to this spot. But we have a trick for that as well. If this isn't the case and they are attacking multiple sides, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is build these half walls here, and the enemies will focus these half walls instead of anything else, allowing you to basically get it done super fast. They always focus this one side. As long you can tier 3 the entire base, but as long as this one side is a half wall, they will focus that one spot, which is exactly what we want. We're just trying to build the top of the jail here so we don't have any issues. You're gonna want to build a roof, but it doesn't necessarily have to be anything crazy because can they come this way? They might attack this wall, right? There's a high chance they might attack this wall. So for this build in particular, so just because it's so like wonky, we're gonna put a wall launcher there just to stop them from attacking that one wall, or at least try to, and then we'll kite them over with our decoy. We're just going around upgrading, and that's it. That's it. That's the build. It's that simple. They can't attack anything back here or up here. We have a lobber shield on. We're gonna upgrade that. And that's it. There's no more resources you have to spend except a couple of traps, but we'll show you exactly which ones to do. You're gonna actually make sure to put a roof on top of the jail cell because we don't want to be killing things with our launchers. Now, if you want to do this a little better, you can either roll a second set of launchers so they're not 5 impact, because that's how the majority of the community has their rolled, including mine. If you put 2 reload speeds on this, it will work better for this scenario, but you will be losing out if you're trying on any endurance. The back wall, we're going to be putting wall lights, and then these front walls, of course, we're going to be putting wall pushers, and that should give us enough trap maneuverability for basically nothing to survive. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to drop our base and wait for the mission to start. Now, the goal here is not to kill much of anything. If you do have a propane spawn on the first wave, just try to take it out to the best of your ability. We're going to place our little decoy here, try to wrap them around this wall. I placed it a little too far out, but as you can see, they're attacking exactly where we want them to go, minus that one wall. But once we get some of these bees and things out of the way, we should be okay. This actually isn't a big deal if we put this here. We're gonna drop our banner just because they are hitting that wall. We got 5 more seconds on our decoy. We're gonna have to try to wrap it like right here because we wanna catch these guys on the side wall that they are attacking. We've got a few guys in our jail already. If they aren't in the jail right away, it's no big deal. If they're attacking the jail, that's fine too. And we're just hanging out. The mini boss might not spawn, but that's okay. Who needs a blue schematic? And then technically, if you really trust your base, which I do trust this one, you can run around and go farm, or at least close to you. They're really not going to break out of here. Let's check our durability. 5 more uses at 1:52. We're going to drop our decoy in there one more time. The main wall you're going to have to protect if your traps do burn out in a build like this is, of course, this front wall. That's where they're going to go to the best they can. It's still going to be an issue since these enemies can't even break this tier 1 wood wall with my base on it, and they break it as I say it. Of course, we can just sit in here and watch, but you do have to be careful for what just happened there. As you can see, that enemy got pulled up towards me, but something happens to them most of the time. You drop your decoy back in the base and you're good. We have 1:15 left. We've got 53 seconds on our thing. I think we are completely out of traps here, so I'm going to drop another stun light here and a wall pusher here, and that's all I'm going to do. So we are at a total of 8 traps for the entire mission solo. There's a couple of guys on these walls here. This trap did burn out, but that's okay. No big deal. Trying to do this as minimally as possible. Once they do break this, I'm just going to place a decoy anyway. Even though the wall looks broken, it really isn't that broken, so you're good to go. Yeah, guys, that's the jail build on an EVAC. Let's run it one more time and see if we can get it to work again. Alright guys, here's take 2. As the first one went, we got really insanely lucky on the spawn, but I wanted to show you that we can do it on any other EVAC shelter that there is. And we're going to continue this series, so stay tuned to check out how to build all of the jail builds. We do know that we're going to have to make the base anyway. It is a fire wave. This is a 4-man level 149, so the enemies are going to be quite ridiculously high. We are 100% solo. This one is going to be a little more difficult. It just is. We have a split spawn at the start. We have this cake, which is in the way, which is going to be an issue, I'm sure. But we're going to see if we can do this. I would rather do it live just to show you guys. And if we fail, we fail. But you'll get the general idea. So like just the last one we did, we are just building up the base. We're only going to have to really focus these front two sides, so that's all I'm going to super focus on. They're going to come from both of these ways. I don't know if this cake's going to be an issue. It may. This cake may be an issue, but we'll give it a shot and see exactly what happens. This spawn right here, they're going to come down here, walk up here. So we're going to want them to come here. So this is where we're going to put our half wall. Because we want them to focus that one wall. We don't really want them to come around here, so this is the rest of this stuff is going to be tier 3. And then this spawn up here, hopefully they'll come the one direction, but we're going to end up having to make this a double. So we're going to half wall this one, and we're going to half wall this one. If this is the case, it's hard to build the stairs you need up top, so you just build across from it one and then build back up. So we're gonna put our stairs here, and then same thing here, we're gonna put our like so, just upgrade as we go. We need all this to be tier 3. Now, when it does split like this, you got to make sure your base does reach both things. So just stick it on the side of the spawn. That should cover all of the timeout boxes or the jail cells. And same thing from here. We're going to have to build like this and then boost them up this way. And we're going to have to keep an eye on our trap durability on this one, because it's a split spawn and splits so heavily that if it does break, we're going to be in a little bit of a problem. But we're going to do our absolute best here to see if we can pull this off. We're going to start trapping it already. Now remember, on the face of the base where they're going to be attacking the most, you're going to want to put pushers, and on the back walls, you put your wall lights. Lastly, all you got to do is place a floor launcher and then build yourself back out. I feel like they're guaranteed to come right here on this wave, so I'm going to drop my slow field right here, and then I'm going to mainly focus on the other side because that one's going to split into 2 different sections. So I'm going to be the bait for one, and my taunt is going to be the bait for the second one. The last thing you may need to do is just make some campfires for yourself, especially when you're doing a 4-man. We're gonna see if this works. So on a split spawn like this, I'm going to drop my slow field on one where I know they're coming that way, just to slow them down on attacking the bait wall, and I'm going to focus on this side. It is a fire wave, so damage over time is an issue. They are coming this way, so we're gonna come right here, and we're going to drop down, drop our taunt, jump back in, and on the outside we are just gonna place a couple of heals just to hopefully be able to do it. I'm trying to be the bait, but they will basically one-shot me here. They are attacking that wall just like we need them to. Slow field is working here. We got 7 seconds on our taunt. All right, we got a good chunk of them in there on that one. We're good to go here. We're gonna try to pull them off of these stairs. We got our taunt out. Nice, we're getting them off. Exactly where we need them to be. These guys are just all in the jail. That guy landed on the cake, exactly like what I didn't want to happen. And things are quieting down. We got another 4 seconds on our taunt here. I'm just gonna place it right around here. Should be able to pull all of them. Yep, perfect. These are the last 4 enemies on this backside. We've got one fire guy near me. We're just gonna jump into the base. He chased me. He's up, good to go. That one's easy. We got one guy left. One guy is all you need. And you know what? Honestly, that's it. You don't even need to focus him. Like I said, these walls, they look like they're being torn apart, but they're really not. We're just gonna grab him. We have our healing pads down that we didn't even need. Oh, we do have a bee. These aren't good. Let's see if we can get him to attack this wall. He's already up, I think. He is. And GG. That is a 4-man mission. 4-man EVAC. This is how you do it. On a split spawn, so not even like that first one that we got. A complete split spawn. And it's done. We're going to go collect our resources. We're going to get this last guy in here. and we're done. Whole mission is complete. So if you need that lightning in a bottle, that legendary perk up, any of that stuff, and it is an evac mission, this is how you do it. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 traps. Solo 4-man mission, enemy husk level, over the moon. Geez, I don't even know what they are. 140, 150, 160. There's some. They're pretty high up. Let's see if we can see. And I can't believe this is a 4-man. This is a legit 4-man. Something you'd have a hard time soloing on your own, or without, or at least without an exorbitant amount of trapping and tunnels and stuff. And then if you get a bad spawn or a blowout, it's really going to become difficult. This wall is still at full health. There's no traps in there. This is insanity how well this is working. So that's all you have to do for an evacuate the shelter. That guy's just stuck hanging out. Is build 2 boxes, build up the walls specifically how we did them. Make these short walls next to the launch pad so the enemies focus that. I don't know if these stairs worked out too well. It did lighten the spawn, but we also had to bait more of the husks. And that is it, guys. GG. Jail build on an evac. Let me know which one you guys want to see next. Exactly, deliver the bomb. Atlases are kind of funky. Retrieve the lightning is really funky sometimes. It's still doable, but you're gonna just have to play it a little more instead of just AFK. Let me know which one you guys would like to see next.